have got special guests in studio. Now these guys, they're from Multimedia University. Now wamesema hata kabla wamalize uni, wanataka kwanza kutengeneza do. They're coming up with solutions. I want them to introduce themselves. Tuanze hapa.
Hi, my name is Thomas Suma.
Thomas Suma. Karibu sana.
My name is Abby Chebet. Yes.
And my name is Lilian Waita.
Lilian, welcome guys to the show. I know that Branji has really been wanting me to do this interview to talk about this great thing that you guys are doing. Let's start. How did you guys meet?
So we all met in Multimedia University. We are all from different faculties, and we at back we were collecting in our waste in school, and we realized that people were not able to bring their waste. It was a hard task bringing them for them to bring the waste. So we came up with a method where we will give them sweets, biscuits, so they could bring up the waste.
Takataka.
Yeah, takataka.
Nikileta takataka kwenu mnanipatia sweet na biscuit.
Tunakupea biscuits kama reward, ndio you bring there more waste to us, because we are all part of environmental club in the union. So afterwards we said this is an hard task. What if we just design a bin where people can bring the waste and it rewards them automatically, because mtu akileta waste points na accumulate. So we came up with a bin. We named it a smart recycling bin, and also created an app called Virdismart. So company yetu ikaitwa Virdismart, so people could bring the bin, their takataka, they drop it in the bin and they earn points zenye they can redeem for a snack in our school. Ama we could also all like some vouchers for movies and sort.
Hey, yani unataka uniambia Multimedia mimi nikienda ati nikimaliza na garbage yangu hivi naweza kula nikunywe, hata naweza beba garbage yangu kutoka nyumbani na niingie shule. Yani snacks. I love it. So she's telling me that the problem was with garbage, and you guys are in environmental. I mean, how bad was the garbage situation?
We have like plastics, because we take sodas, we take Indomies, like those are the most common products that are taken by students in school. And then we live in a university next to a park, so we have baboons and monkeys. So when you throw your garbage in the bin, they're just going to come and pour, so it's going to be littered the whole place. So we realized there's a problem here and we need to get a solution.
So you guys decided to be the takataka people. Mumenda shule umesema we're going to come up with a solution for garbage. What was the response like immediately when you guys came up with this, you know, before the app, when you guys were like, okay, let's give, whose idea was it to give sweets and biscuits first?
Abby. It was
Abby.
Yeah.
High five. So you've come up with this idea, guys, let's give them sweets and biscuits. Before you gave them a reward, were people bringing in their garbage?
No, because now there are bins everywhere. They have an option of just throwing it everyone and no one actually cares. So unless they have an incentive that is going to make them bring to a specific location, that's when people are going to act up.
But what about that incentive of, okay, our place looks dirty, guys, let's do something about it. Guys, let's be good Kenyans. What are you talking about?
That's just a conversation, but now there's the action part of it, which not really, it's not being enacted.
Okay. So siku ya kwanza mmeka hapo umesema okay, leteni tawapatia sweet na biscuit. What was the response?
See, people like biscuits, people like sweet things. So people were happy to come and drop their garbage and get some things in return. It wasn't like a lot of people, but we appreciated the few that came. Yeah.
And how long has this project been running in your university?
So we started back in 2019. We've built 2 prototypes. One in school, and another one we are piloting at Coca-Cola Beverages Africa in Embakasi.
I see where you guys are going with this. Have you ever tried to reach out to the county government of Nairobi?
Yes, we've actually had a conversation with the county government, starting with the county government of Kajiado, because we felt like that's where we live and we can actually establish it in estates. And then, but so far we don't have like places where they drop like places where garbage is taken, because most of it are full and such kind of stuff. So we needed first to get, so we decided to bring on board a company called T3 Textiles, which we have signed an MOU with. So for them, they make textiles out of plastic. So we're like, we'll bring our plastic to you, then you are going to now pay us back for the tons that we give to you, and that's what we use to reward people.
Wow.
Yes.
And you guys are still in school?
Yes.
Na wewe unangevya tu hapo. It's why we bring for you such kind of interviews. 19 minutes past 9 a.m. This is On My Grind. If you got any questions, use hashtag Kwambox and Kev.
Vybez Radio.
Now, the 23 minutes past 9 a.m. on Morning Vybez nakuuliza, what do you do with your garbage? Does it really matter? Ama ule unasemanga mse wa takataka hawakukuja. How are you putting that garbage together? Do you care about the environment? Well, the three people in the studio are people who actually care about the environment. Lilian, Waita, Tom, Tsuma, and I think there was an Eric Munene who was supposed to be here.
Oh yeah, but he didn't make it to be here.
He didn't make it.
Yeah.
But remember your name?
Lilian Waita.
Lilian Waita and
Abi Chebet.
So you're four actually.
Yeah.
Team inakwanga 4 people.
Yeah, we have the whole team is a team of 8 people because we have different aspects. We have someone in charge of the product. Then we have people who are helping us with the IT now. Him, he does machine learning and AI. Then there's someone else who is good with websites. Then there's someone else good with app development. And then I'm good with finance. She's good with corporate communications and reaching out.
So everybody's bringing their energy to the table. Now let's talk about the stuff you wanted to talk to me earlier about, and I was like, no, you got to talk about it on air.
Okay.
The tech stuff.
Okay.
Who created the bin?
So the bin actually itself is a 200 by 200 by 200 centimeter structure, cubic structure, with a platform in the middle, a sliding door panel whereby you put the bottles. So there was this Jarvis who actually handled creating the bin, and he worked side by side with Erican. He's an electrical engineer. So they built the bin, they welded it, all that stuff, and they also did the coding for the Internet of Things to be able to allow the bin to be able to react now to the AI and the machine learning bits.
And all this you learned at Multimedia.
Multimedia helps, but it's also personal initiative. You go to the internet, you look for YouTube tutorials, you go to YouTube University, get knowledge from wherever you can.
And I mean, if I was like the VC of Multimedia, I would archive this conversation, because you are a true testament to when information, when going to uni and your also your passion meets. So Environment Club ndio mulipatana.
Yes.
You actually care about the environment.
We do.
Why do you care about the environment?
We're going into a very dark place. There's all sorts of problems. There's global warming. Looking outside, we see trash everywhere. I noticed that in our current generation, the generation that was raised on Disney and Cartoon Network, we were raised on a lot of ads. Don't litter, reuse, recycle, make the planet last, that stuff. So it's a bit more difficult for us when we see people littering. Like when I see somebody tossing trash out of their car, it really hurts. When I see trash collecting somewhere, it really hurts. When I grew up listening to stories about Nairobi River, it really hurts. So that's my passion actually for the environment.
So where do you guys see this? Because Mumeans at Multimedia, and I can hear you have some really great ideas of working with county governments, with companies that do a lot of littering, that work with plastics. You're also even working with the other side of how to turn this plastic into something reusable. Where do you see this going? Like what's the big idea? Where are you seeing it going?
We look forward to influencing Kenya and even the whole of Africa to be a plastic-free nation and be able to use recyclables for everything that they have. If we have like buckets or just bottles where you can go and refill your stuff so that we don't litter our environment, then that will be really good, because it will help us save the lives of people who are coming after us because of the global warming, the effect, and that we're just not going to have a conversation on a circular economy without actually putting it into action. Yes, and as young people, we actually look to influence more people to get into this conversation and actually put action into it. Yes.
Now, I mean, you guys have created something fantastic, and considering you're still in campus, you may weld, end of AI, end of communication, letter finance, you've come up with something amazing. I'm sure that you have been recognized. There are people out there that have recognized you. Are there any awards that you have won?
Yeah, we've participated in this competition by Alprice Foundation. We participated on canvas which were held at Multimedia. We emerged to be the position 1. We also proceeded to Kuala Lumpur, where we competed against Asian countries like Malaysia, Korea, and we also emerged to be number 1 out of about 70 teams.
Wow.
And now we proceeded to digital accelerator, where we did the virtual competition, where we had like about 22 milestones to achieve, and we finished all of them. We also had other teams from Kenya, like we had 2 teams from Strathmore and another team from Tangaza, but we emerged to qualify, and so far we are the only Kenyan team that has qualified for the competition to participate in London.
I mean, you guys, I feel like I'm sitting there in the presence of greatness. Not only that you're so passionate, unasema when I grew up niliwatch makatuni zikiniambia don't litter. Let me tell you, since we're having this conversation, when you see a whole adult, right, someone who could be old enough to be your parent, littering, I want you to say how you feel. I want each of you to say how you feel, because sometimes when we tell these grown-ups, they think we're joking, or they think that the kids don't really care, but the kids care. So when you see a grown adult amechukua yogurt hapo gilgil, amekunywa ametupa nje, how do you feel?
So it's obviously difficult, but here's what I think. Instead of trying to like just talk them into changing, which is a longer process, I felt the better way to do it was to incentivize them to change. So that's why when you decide to recycle, you get points back, and you can now take those points, get cash, get vouchers, stuff like that. And in school now, biscuits, sweets, stuff like that.
So you're saying that that you notice that behavioral change will not be there without incentive. That's within your campus. There had to be an incentive, but I'm trying to see you give a 40-year-old biscuits and sweets.
It won't make sense.
It won't work.
Yes. So what's actually happening with our pilot project is that when they have points, since it's workers of Coca-Cola company bringing in their waste, they get to redeem the points in their cafeteria for a snack or for lunch. So that makes sense to them rather than a snack biscuit.
I like it. I want to ask you. You see a grown up, someone who's old enough to be your father. Is driving and throwing yogurt outside the window.
It's true. Kwanza juzi, honestly, nilikuwa kwa matatu, and then the driver was just finished taking a soda from his bottle, then alitupa. Then it pissed me off sana. Nikamwambia next time usitupe. Ili tu ibaki kwa gari. You go clean it up. Nilimwambia hivyo.
Ulimwambia?
But it was so polite. Na alisema ni sawa.
Enyewe. Sasa wewe mwenye unatusikia, you are almost retirement age. Lakini bado littering inakuanga, you have carried it as if it's your badge of honor. Unangoja mtu mwenye ako campus akwambie unafanya nini? Imagine. Usijaibishe.
Vybez Radio.
I want to send a big shout out to students wote wa MMU. I know that this week mukona cultural week. Hey, see, MMU kuna ma stars maze. Not only celebrating culture, but we're also celebrating the environment. And not just celebrating. See wale watu tu, don't litter. They've gone out and they've actually created something to help you curb the vice of littering. Because it is a vice. It is a vice. And some people carry it as a badge of honor. Wanasema nini? Wanajua kuna estates zingine watu wana collecting garbage alafu wanangoja usiku. Waende kulita kwa estate ingine. These are the things. Maybe because you don't want to pay for garbage collection, or maybe the garbage collectors don't come to your area. So what do? You wait at night. Imagine, parents are driving their car, they've got garbage in the back there, they're taking somewhere to dump. So it's really it's impressive what you guys are doing. Now let's talk about the app. What's the name of the app?
So the app is called Virdis. It's currently on Play Store.
How do you spell Virdis?
Virdis.
So it's available on Google Play Store.
Yes.
Can anybody access this app? Because I mean the pilot is happening in Coca-Cola and Multimedia University.
So anybody can access the app. You just go to Play Store and download. It's a free app. All you have to do is register for the service. Using just give us your email and give us an email and a password. And then you're authenticated.
And what services will I find on the app? Because if I'm in MMU, I know that I can go and get sweets and biscuits for my garbage. If I'm in Coca-Cola, the headquarters, I know that I can bring my plastic to recoup at the cafeteria, right? But me, who's not in MMU, nor am I in Coca-Cola, how will this app help me?
Okay, so as soon as you register for the service, you get a unique QR code that is going to show up on the app once you've signed in.
Yeah.
So what you do is that you use that QR code, and it's scanned using the smart bin. So now when it's scanned using the smart bin, you're authenticated on the smart bin. As soon as you're authenticated on the smart bin, now when you drop your waste, you get points back. So you can view the changes like in the number of points in real time on the app. So you use the app to track the number of points that you have. When you get enough points, you can redeem them for money, gift vouchers, stuff like that. Yeah.
But that's not the only thing the app does.
Yes. So the cost of collection of plastic packaging and everything, we realized there's a problem with counterfeiting. So this is what happened. We had workers bringing their plastic packaging from home to the smart bin, and then we, at the cost of us reaching out to other partners so that we can build smart bins in their offices or places or government parastatals, we got a packaging for a company along Embakasi. Yes. So when we took to them, they're like, "This is the branding and everything belongs to us.
Yeah.
But this is not our packaging." This
Whoa, it was counterfeit.
Yes, it was counterfeit product. So like now that we have the Vybez app, we can now, as we reach out to build the smart bins, we can as well reach out to companies, and then we embed unique QR codes on their products. And then a customer is able to use the same app to scan on the specific product to know whether it's counterfeit or it's not counterfeit. And then, yes.
That's really exciting,
Yeah.
especially considering unajua na hii unaweza nunua kitu manze kila kitu iko the exact same lakini your products ni fake.
Yes.
So you are actually with this one app solving other issues.
Yes.
How's that going?
So we've currently conducted the pilot for product verification in multimedia, where we're using Intermin, where we embed unique QR codes on the Intermin at the shop
Yeah.
in our school. So people buy the Intermin and scan to give us data and also verify the Indomin is fake or real. Yeah.
All right. So you guys, the sky is the sky is just the beginning for you guys. Mukimaliza university, bado mtakuwa mnarani kampuni ama hiyo itakuwa nini? Itakuwa attachment.
No, what we're actually doing with Health Prize is we are competing for a grand prize of 1 million USD.
Hey.
Yes, which we hope to bring it home so that will help us to scale up our startup, be able to provide opportunities for other young people, and now continue creating the solutions.
When is this competition?
Next week.
Next week, on the 8th. Mutakuwa wapi?
London.
London. So you're going to be competing for the grand prize of $1 million.
But that's the semifinals. Then now we have the finals in New York.
Okay, so the $1 million, the semifinals.
No, the 1 million USD is the finals. Yeah, so but we've done well from regionals, in position 1 all through. So we are optimistic.
Yes. So on the 8th, you guys are going to be in London competing not only for multimedia or for yourselves, but also for Kenya.
Yes.
We're so excited for you guys. Is there any way, kuna voting ama cheering?
Well, no. What we're just we've been actually sourcing for financing for our air ticket and quarantine fees and visa fees, because basically what Health Prize is doing is cater for accommodation in your stay there. So that has been into us. Yeah. So we've just received we've been able to raise as individuals. We have our visas, and then the school is going to come through with the air ticket, and now we're working on the quarantine fee, which is at the moment.
Wow. So how do guys, if the guys who want to help you, how do they reach you guys?
We have our social media platforms. It's called Virdismart Global. Virdismart Global.
Yes. I love it. All right, ladies, gents, thank you so much for coming into the studio. Wish you all the best next week. You're going to be competing at the highest level. And from what I'm hearing, you guys are definitely going to just own that space, representing Team Kenya. Wish you all the best. And thank you so much for coming through on Morning Vibes. Before I let you go, one word for the youth out there.
Okay, so here's what I believe. If you don't try and save your environment now, your kids are going to hurt in future. You're going to hurt in future. And it always feels like something small. You just toss out a piece of paper. It was a small wrapper. But it's always the small things that lead up to the big ones. So I believe that take very close heed to what the environment is telling you. And right now the earth is telling you that it's not in a good state. And I believe that you should try your hardest to try and fix the situation.
All right.
For me, there's so many opportunities out there, and if you don't go for them, definitely other people will go for them. So be open-minded, interact with people, know the problems, and try bring solutions for any kind of problem in our communities.
I would like to tell the youth out there, involve yourself. If you see people doing something great, just involve yourself in something that is going to yield good fruits. If you see people inventing something, and the hapo ulize, can I please join? That's where you get more opportunities. Just get involved.
Get involved. I'm so proud of you guys. Round of applause. Hey, may come through, Mazel. Definitely. Virdis, check out the app on I'm going to say Virdis, ndio watu get. Angalieni your app on Google Play Store, see what amazing Kenyan youth are doing. Mtu aseme ati hakuna kazi ya mayouth. Mayouth umesikia, get involved. Vybez Radio.